But I think if you really want to understand something, understand this. The most complicit entity, let's call it entity, out there in the suffering of the Palestinian people is media and press. They are the vital cog in the machine between what happens, for example, in Gaza. So they create an incident, launch rockets, ensure that Israel needs to retaliate to essentially save its own people. The media reports exactly the narrative that they want, right? Because they're not a democracy, they're not accountable. They can say any lie they want. Media will willfully put it out there. A load of money gets sent, and then they steal the money. Whether to build tunnels, or whether to live in a 6-star Qatar hotel, that's what the re-up is. That's why every year you have it happening over and over again. So the vital cog in this machine is media and press.
My final question to you, what is the end game? How does it end?
Whose end game? Israel's end game, or the Palestinian end game, or the world's end game? So I can tell you, you need to remove the vital cog in the machine. And that is basically where we started. Lies, false information, fake history, but amplified at a level that people can't understand. Yeah. So for people that are watching this, I will tell you, there are around 2 billion Christians in the world. There's around 1.6 billion Muslims in the world. There are only 15.2 Jews on the entire planet. That's 8.5 million in Israel, around 4.5 million in the US, and a couple of million or so scattered around the rest of the world. We are tiny. Why am I telling you this number? Bella and Gigi Hadid, those two poisonous sisters that have called for genocide against Israel, 85 million followers. So they have 6 times more followers than there are Jews on the planet. Just take that and extrapolate that over all of the news and all of the social media and everything's going on there. We are absolutely swamped. And anyone who watches British press, American press, Western press, social media actually know nothing of the truth. Nothing. It doesn't matter if they don't know what river or what sea they're talking about. They actually know nothing of the truth. There is absolutely no genocide in Gaza. There is an army that has done something that no other army in the world would do. I've spoken to people in the British army. Their ratios are between 5 and 9 to 1. And, Israel is putting its soldiers at its own risk by doing everything. And by the way, the terrorists are getting away as well. When you tap on a roof or send a text message, they know where we're coming, but we care about them. Golda Meir called it many, many years ago. If they learn to love their own children more than they hate ours, that will be the end game. But I will say this, end game is very hard because their end game is different. To make it very clear, this is not about land and this is not about religion. This is only about one single word, ideology. And the ideology, the overarching ideology, is the establishment of a caliphate. Israel is just part one in a Middle East, of which we are 0.2% amongst 47 or 49 Arab countries. But that's only step one of the global caliphate. Step two, this is their end game, this is why you asked the question. Step two of the global caliphate is absolutely without question Europe.